Hi, I'm Marc Goone, and welcome to my house. Come in. I'm a retired school bus driver. I drove a school bus for 14 years, 1 year short of getting a pension. And after that, I made music for a while, and then I started playing poker.
Oh, problem.
And then I was a big Bart Hansen guy. And I was listening to all of Bart's podcasts, and he was just LA poker, LA poker, LA poker. So in the back of my mind the whole time, I'm like, yeah, I'm going to move to LA for music. I'm going to try to get a publishing deal. But like, actually, I was super excited about like just being able to play like a $5 blind game, because that was a thing that didn't exist in St. Louis. Like, we didn't have games bigger than 1-3.
My name's Gethen. I'm a professional poker player. I've been playing poker for way too long at this point, and decided that, you know, America was where I should be, because I wasn't really getting a lot of respect in England because everyone sounds like me. But I moved over here and everyone just immediately added, I don't know, 10, 15 points to my IQ, and really haven't looked back since.
Marc and Gethen started a business called Hungry Horse Poker.
Yeah, Hungry Horse Poker is a stable and a coaching for profit business. So essentially what we do is we take poker players and we give them money to play, so they have a bankroll, and then we coach them. And we essentially put our money where our mouth is. And if you win, we're going to get a percentage of your profits. And if you lose, we have the downside because we're giving you money to play. I met Gethen. Gethen actually messaged me on Discord about a hand I blundered really hard when I was playing on Hustler Casino Live.
I shall tell him that this isn't good. So I reached out, I think on Discord, and sent him a message with way more thoughts, because he'd asked for no thoughts. He didn't know who I was, didn't care. And I wrote him War and Peace on why he sucked in this one hand that he hadn't asked for my opinion on.
And I was like, wow, this guy seems smart. He has like really good thoughts here. So we started talking. I was talking to Gethen, basically like coaching and staking a few guys, and we just kind of started spitballing, like, what if we expanded this? What if we tried to find more guys? And that's how Hungry Horse was kind of born.
At a certain point, winning money wasn't a good reason to be doing this, and that creating information and resources for other people, like that had more than zero stuff. That had the ability to change more than just my own life.
So Marc and Gethen started a stable. Let's meet some of the players they found.
I go by the name of Sammy Breakfast.
Way too busy. Got 2K for the walkthrough, boy. I taught you to.
I'm 29. I play poker professionally for Hungry Horse Poker. The name came to me one day when I was eating breakfast. And I was like, I like this breakfast so much they should call me Sammy Breakfast. And it stuck. Yeah, I would say my ideal breakfast is probably 2 scrambled eggs, 2 sausage links, 2 pieces of bacon, 2 pieces of French toast, 3 pancakes, 2 pieces of wheat toast, and then potatoes, most likely. I enjoy being creative and making music and doing other things. So I want to use poker as an avenue to get into those other things. In a short-term way, I need to use it to pay rent. I need poker for survival. If I'm not good at poker, I won't survive.
What you got there?
Rice.
Anything else?
Nope.
It's just rice?
Just rice. I don't have enough money to buy protein.
Right.
I have to just eat a tub of rice.
Sam is one of the funniest people I know and have ever met. I think ideally for Sam, what Sam does is Sam uses poker as a vessel to essentially launch his career, whatever that niche, how do you say that word, niche ends up being.
I met Marc through music Twitter. We both had a lot of mutuals in common. And I just reached out to him one day. I DM'd him just because I wanted to talk hands. I had no idea he was a pro. I thought he was just a music guy that played poker. And I was a music guy that played poker. So I was like, oh, we could just talk hands, probably won't be that intense. I knew it was a little different when he asked me to send him a screen recording of me playing online. And I sent him a screen recording, and I was probably only a few hands in there. He's probably gonna be really bored. You won't have much to talk about. And he sent me a detailed analysis on 20 hands that I played. And that's when I knew that he was he really knew what he was talking about. And because he's a professional poker player, he knows his shit. Eventually he got to the point where he offered to stake me. And I went to his house. He gave me $3,400, said go to Hustler, play with it, and I immediately lost all 3,400 in 2 days. He could get pretty mad sometimes. I've definitely been on the wrong side of some yelling at times.
Nope, I'm teaching you today how to study.
You want me to do it from okay, all right.
Yeah, well, because what's the point of this if you're not going to use it?
Well, I think that I think in game I look at stack depth first.
Okay, so why don't you look at stack depth on this first?
Well, I want to add that to my document.
You see the problem here.
Me and Gethen have a great relationship. I think Gethen really believes in me.
But thank you for. Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh yeah! Oh yeah!
I'm sorry, I got a new webcam.
I think Gethen really believes in me.
What do I think of Sam? I think Sam has an opportunity to make poker the stepping stone to what really makes him happy in his life.
If I don't succeed at poker, I'm going to have to leave LA and move back in with my parents.
Oh my gosh. Charlie.
We have a new player.
Nate. You too, man. I didn't know he was going to come in hot.
Hi, Charlie.
Hey. Can you take your wristband out? It's going to make us look bad.
Oh, right.
Don't worry about that. Charlie's a commentator and has a podcast.
Charlie Wilmeth.
Yeah. Oh, hey, that's me. I'm a coach for the stable.
My name is Charlie Wilmeth, and I'm a professional poker player.
Chess, not checkers. Y'all just talking reckless.
So I started playing poker in earnest in something like 2009, a long time ago, and I played mostly tournaments, always did okay in them, not great. I had sort of had fits and starts where I was interested in cash games, but didn't play them a whole lot until the end of 2015 when I happened to sit in a really amazing cash game, went on a pretty hot run that lasted a couple months, and suddenly had a bankroll to play poker, and all of a sudden I was making a lot more money than I was in my regular jobs, and it was as if this whole world opened up to me where so many more things were possible than were possible pursuing the relatively straight-laced career I was pursuing before. One thing I've changed my mind about since joining the stable is basing my decisions on what I thought was correct. The stable has opened my eyes to the possibility that if I find myself thinking something like that, if I find myself thinking, well, I have to call here, that might actually be a sign that I shouldn't actually call here. I can do anything I want if I feel like it's the right decision, and it doesn't matter if theoretically I know it's not. My podcast, Third Man Walking, started in 2019 because I've just always liked to have creative projects. I wanted to contribute something. I wanted to contribute to the culture. And I thought that by making a podcast about my life in poker, that I was contributing something, that I was making something for other people to enjoy. I'd like to make enough money to feel comfortable. And poker is easily the single most helpful thing in my life that is driving me in that direction. But I think on a deeper level, I want to make things that people like, I guess. And definitely not necessarily things that a million people like or that everyone likes, but I want to make things and feel like a certain number of people understand them. Poker is a lot of fun, it's fascinating, but it's not what I was put on this earth to do. I think what I was put on this earth to do is to make music, and the rest of the world doesn't seem to have figured that out yet, but I feel that very deeply, and the times when I am most aware of myself sort of being the person I want to be in life, it's when I'm doing some kind of creative project, usually involving music.
Okay, enough about me. Let's meet another one of our horses.
Who am I? My name is Art, and I'm a human.
Cold showers, I'm cold-blooded, no power, no...
I manage artists, so my background is actually in tattoo artist management. I got into that back in probably 2015, late 2015. Started managing a pretty well-known black and gray tattoo artist down in Los Angeles. Poker's allowed me to be like a Peter Pan, you know? It's allowed me to just be kind of like, I mean, I play a game for part of my living, like not a lot of people can say that. You know, I'm very fortunate in that sense.
I think art is is one of the best representations of why this has been meaningful and enjoyable. He's done things, he's had ups and downs in his life, and I think one of the things that has been a constant in those last few years for him has been poker. And I think seeing him succeed at poker is much more rewarding than, for me, the last few years of me succeeding at poker. I think him becoming a good poker player is really the epitome of why we're doing what we're doing.
I realize that I have a lot to learn. And the more I learn, the more I realize I have even more to learn. But I'm doing what I love to do for money and to support my life. And that's what poker is doing for me now.
I think one of the things Art has that we've seen that is like, that correlates like super highly with win rate is he works really hard. He works extremely hard. He's super organized, and I think Art's gonna do really well.
Yeah, I've lost thousands of dollars in one day. I've lost thousands of dollars in 1 hour.
I think the stable is finally actually doing what it should, which is teaching people from the ground up how to become good at poker. I think we are finally coaches who can teach some of the stuff rather than just show some of the stuff.
Yeah, it's frustrating. It's been slow, but I think things are headed hopefully in the right direction.
So Marc and Gethen are learning how best to teach poker, what sorts of students to take on, but also how best to give advice. Maybe the best advice, though, comes from Marc's wife, Liz.
All right, I'm going to play poker.
Don't let anyone touch your penis. Love you.
Love you.
I like that Liz always tells you, don't let anyone else touch your penis.
Yeah.
Every time you leave the house. I think that's honestly really good advice. Yeah. I wish I'd had that growing up, because I made that mistake a lot of times.
I got a big, big blind and a little suit. Yeah. A big, big blind and a little suit. Ooh. We love poker, oh yes we do. We do. We're just little hungry horses, dude.
Is it weird that I want to take my socks off and wiggle my toes and maybe get some money that way?
No, I feel
sure as fuck not making it from a stable.